I do run my life according to their schedule.
Totally.
That's kind of scary because I don't even know my own schedule.
And Ken, we are live and ready to go.
Okay, good morning, 1 million cups. This is 1 million cups Fairfax, brought to you through the miracle of the internet and the people at Zoom. Next slide, please. One Million Cups is supported by the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City. And the Kauffman Foundation is dedicated to entrepreneurship. This is just one of their programs. And they work with communities in entrepreneurship and in education to increase opportunities for all people to learn how to take risks as entrepreneurs, and then to be able to own their own success. Next slide, please. The national and local mission for 1 Million Cups is to create a consistent educational experience for each presenter, while also highlighting the uniqueness and the unusual value propositions that you find in each local startup community. Next slide. The key pillars of our program are important to keep in mind. First, that when our presenters are at the podium, figuratively, they're making presentations. They're not making pitches. They're not trying to sell anything. They're not trying to find capital. Sorry, David, that's something we'll do else otherwise.
That's
We're
fine.
trying to foster authentic connections in the community. We're not just collecting names and business cards and phone numbers. We're trying to create relationships. It's run for our community, by the community. And we are radically and intentionally inclusive. We want to reach out to all of the different corners of the community and bring them into 1 Million Cups. We keep track. When you keep track, things improve. So we keep track of our attendance here. If you could scan the QR code, that will take you to a website where you can register and you can identify that you've been here. And that helps us in a number of ways. Like I say, what gets measured improves. And also the Kauffman people keep track so that they know that we are one of the best, most extraordinary 1 Million Cups chapters in the country, of the 120 that are meeting at 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. If you are like me and QR codes don't seem to work for you, you can register at that link on the bottom. But you got to grab it quick because we're going to go to the next slide. Did you get it, Michael?
I did.
Good. So as we learned earlier today, we have some visitors here, people who are here for the first time. It's easy for me to identify them. David, are you a newbie? I think you've been here
Yes.
before.
No,
Okay, so you don't.
this is the first time.
This is the first time. So, David, you want to tell us your name, your company name, and how you heard about us?
Yeah, my name is David Ferlazzo, and I'm with U.S. Commercial and Business Capital, which we are a funding broker. And I've heard about you through Andrew Cuby, who's the president of our company. He was supposed to sit in on this meeting, but had something come up at the last minute. So I'm standing in for him.
Well, welcome. Enjoy.
Thank you.
JT, here's your chance.
Hi, JT Lee. I'm involved in like several things. I have my own IT company. I have my real estate holding. Just like Amy, I have Airbnbs in California, Florida, and Tennessee. And I'm launching a new business called That One Painter, just like what Ashley said. So I'm just networking with people and just meeting you fine people in this Wednesday morning.
Well, thank you for that information and welcome. And Dr. Jane.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Dr. Nati Jain. I'm not a medical professional. I study youth behaviors, and my company, as it speaks for itself, it's Gen Z and You. And I heard about 1 million cups through Dan Derbis, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn from every one of you. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. It's very good to see you here. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, this is run by the community for the community. We have an organizing team, several of whom you can recognize on this slide. We put this program together and keep it going. And we have a group of ambassadors who reach out into the community to publicize our program and help bring people into the room to participate. So thank you to all of us. And thank you to all of you who respond and show up to participate. Next slide. We have a couple of sponsors. Jen, you do such a good job of explaining the mech. Can I turn that over to you? Looks like you've
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. There you are.
I was just eating my breakfast while I'm listening to your dulcet voice, Ken. So thank you for calling me to quickly swallow my food and speak. Mason
TMI.
Enterprise Center is a fantastic organization. It's affiliated with George Mason, but you can, as a business owner, be a virtual member, be a member of the Enterprise Center. It's just off of 66. Why might you want to be a member? Well, they provide dedicated mentorship. They work with SBDC and ICAP to commercialize businesses. So they have a lot of dedicated resources, which honestly you won't find at other incubators. They are our location sponsor. So Dr. Jane, when she presents in June on the 5th, the first Wednesday of every month, we are meeting at their location. So come in person. We also are hybrid that day too. You can be virtual, but definitely come and connect. It's always great to see everybody in person. So if you haven't heard of Mason Enterprise Center or you want to learn more, be sure to join us. You can talk with Eddie while you're there.
Thank you
Next,
very
I'm going
much,
to hand it over to
Jen.
Amy.
My apologies. I forgot how to use my computer for a second. I'm Amy Hughes. I own 48 Blocks Fine Candy. We make marshmallows, caramels, and fruit pâtés. We are currently in the process of building out a commercial kitchen here in Fairfax County, but we are accepting special orders for graduations, corporate gifting, and other events. So if you need a sweet treat,
I will speak for Amy. Her products are extraordinary. They are on the opposite end of the continuum from Hershey bars. They crush the marshmallow and mallow bars. Don't even think about it. It's awesome stuff.
thank you.
Next slide. We are working together with a couple of organizations of note. The first is Veterans Growing America, which is founded by Donnell Johns, who was a founder here at 1 Million Cups a number of years ago. Veterans Growing America is dedicated to building entrepreneurship among veterans and minority communities, veterans themselves and spouses. Definitely you should check out their organization and support it. Donnell does extraordinary work. We are also working together for entrepreneurs with the Fairfax County Economic Development Authority. They are another massive resource for entrepreneurship in our community. Next slide. How our meetings work. We will have a couple of presentations by some entrepreneurs. We will have an opportunity to ask questions. In the meantime, please put yourself on mute to keep the dog barking by you and not by us. Unmute when you get called on to make a comment or ask a question, and then go back on mute. That way we will be able to manage the meeting well. Next slide, please. please use the Zoom chat to share your identity and contact information. And in order to share later amongst ourselves and with our presenters, please summarize your comments and questions in chat. Save the chat before you leave the meeting so that you can have all of the contact information. And then afterwards, set up conversations with other attendees. As I said, we're looking to establish relationships in the community. And that's the way to do it, from the contact information in the chat. Next slide, please. Be nice. Sometimes, even without trying, I can say things the wrong way, and it's something that I work on all the time. I mentioned to Jen the other day that I wish I had grown up in the South so that I could be as gracious as she is. Be gracious, be nice, say things nicely, be conscientious about it. Next slide. Today, we're having an interesting meeting. It's not like our usual meeting where we bring in somebody who has a challenge that we're going to help them with. Today, we're going to bring back some people who had come to see the program and who had presented to us with their challenges. And we're going to hear about what's happened in their businesses since they were here last. So first will be Ashley Ivey from iCare, who was here back in September. And then we'll have Michael Butera, who was here earlier this year in February. So I'm going to turn it over at this point. Ashley, take it away. It's your floor.
All righty. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Hello, everyone. My name is, excuse me, Ashley Ivey. I am the Director of Clinical Services for iCare Home Healthcare. And I'm glad to be here. I can't believe it was September when I was here last. A lot has changed. So, to give everyone just a basis of who we are and what we do. Oh my God, this is so awesome. Thanks, Jen. We are a home healthcare company. Me and my parents are the owners. My mom started the company in 1993. She named the company iCare. It was an acronym for I Care About Restoring Excellence in Healthcare. And she started with a computer, one of the 90s computers, a computer and a clipboard. And that's how she started. She had some connections with neurologists and she has grown this company. I started working with iCare when I was 14. It was a worker's permit and a birthday cake. He said, you're ready to work, you can start doing some admin tasks. And that's where I really fell in love with healthcare. I learned a lot. At the time, we did a lot of healthcare staffing. So I got to read the notes of therapists, and I really was intrigued on how in the world did they get someone from not walking to walking in 6 weeks or 8 weeks. And that's where I started in healthcare. So when I came to 1 Million Cups in September, I was speaking about our initiative about our school. We have been providing the personal care services to clients all throughout Northern Virginia for 30 years, but what's better after 30 years than to teach? Now that we've done it, we understand that we want to teach people the iCare way. And we have a school in Ashburn, Virginia. And at the time, I was presenting our personal care aid program, which is a 40-hour program for people who want to get started into healthcare, and our family caregiver training program. And I kind of hinted to our CNA school, our Certified Nurse Aid School. So I would love to talk about some of the changes with the personal care aid program and the family caregiver training program and some feedback people gave me once I presented. So I talked about the personal care aid program. I gave what the caregiver, what someone would be, what they would learn, excuse me, their education in that program and how we merge nursing and rehab to create a program. I also mentioned about the rate of the program and how we were going to market. What some of the suggestions was to lower the rate. And one of the reasons was because we also had the family caregiver training program all in the same program. Because it essentially was the personal care aid, but also family training. One of the reasons why we wanted to do the family training is so often I go into families' homes and they don't know what to do with their loved ones. They have care during the day, but at night, they don't know how to change mom. They don't know how to get her out of bed properly. Falls happen because they didn't know mom can't sit on the edge of the bed by herself. And so we really wanted to talk about what are those things? How can people mitigate that risk? Um, One person had mentioned in 1 million cups, we may want to separate that because originally we had them all together. And he said, we'll have the personal care aid and then have the family caregiver training on its own. And that's what we ended up doing. We ended up separating them, lowering the rate for the family caregiver training, making the personal care aid program all on its own. And that went pretty well. One of the most interesting things about business is when you've been in an industry for quite some time, you can say, I think the client needs this. I think people need this. But really the business side, what do people want? And so while I felt it was really important to train families and have them go through a program, it didn't seem like that's what people were actually Googling and looking for. So at this point, I kind of paused on the family caregiver training. However, I continue to train families if I'm in there for home health care. The personal care school is going well. And at the same time, we finally became licensed by the Board of Nursing for a nurse aid program. So that took 1 year. And so we are a facility. We have a room in our school where it looks like a patient's room. So we have a mannequin and hospital beds, and they loved it so much. When the state came, they said they want us to be the testing center for the entire region. So I am grateful for that. So those are some of the updates from the last time I was at 1 million cups. So I appreciate all the feedback. It allowed me to kind of change things a little bit. So what we're doing now. So eye care always does a lot. That's what we do. That's the Ivey. We just do a lot. At our 30th year, my mom changed the acronym for CARE. So at first it was I care about restoring excellence in healthcare. Now it's I care, advocacy, renovate, and educate. And that covers all of the things that we provide. One of the things that we do in the care, we continue to provide the personal care, but then we started our residential assisted living homes. That has been my mom's dream since she was 14 and started in healthcare. And we just closed on this 9,400 square foot home that everyone, when they come in the house, they say, God made that house specifically for you all and for your need. The house is beautiful. Clients are able to live in the home. They will have their own private suites. They get 24-hour care. We have a saltwater hot tub. They have all their meals prepared, everything. And the interesting part of it is that, you know, people ask me all the time, like, did you guys mean to do this? And I can't say that we did. I know that God divinely aligned everything to work itself out for what he wanted to happen. And so we have our grand opening on next Wednesday of the residential assisted living home. I did the decorating, so I really like to decorate. But we're really excited about opening this home to communities. So people who would normally go to a big box assisted living, if they say, hey, look, I want something intimate. I want to have family style dining. I want transportation to go to the mall or Wolf Trap. I want a saltwater hot tub. We have one of those. I want my hair and nails done in the house, massage. We have that. So that this is for that type of client and who also requires 24-hour care. So Steve Harvey Morning Show. So yesterday, it was supposed to be the 30th, then they said it was today, but it looks like it aired yesterday because I got tons of calls. I was asked to be a spotlight on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I recorded it, I think, on Monday. And they wanted to spotlight some of my advocacy work with multiple sclerosis. Many of you know I've had multiple sclerosis for 20 years. I just released a book on Amazon. It was the #1 release on Amazon in 2 days. I am grateful to God for that. It's taken a lot to kind of share my story, my mom's story, but that's what they wanted to hear about. So that's an event that we're having because of the book is what I shared on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. And then I was on USA 9. They shared a poem I did about a relapse with MS that I had where I lost all ability to use my right hand. And it was a video poem, and I showed how I regained that use. And funny enough, it was in the shower, excuse me, in the shower, continuing to use my hand until it worked. It took 2 years for me to regain use of that hand. So that's why WUSA 9 featured me right before Mother's Day. They were doing a feature about mothers who have chronic illnesses and how they cope and deal and um, live life with it. So that's me. I'm sorry if I took a little bit too much time, but I wanted to share. If anyone has any questions, that would be wonderful.
So, excuse me, I'm going to open it up and be the moderator. First, a round of applause for Ashley for your vibrance and your great clarity of what's going on in eye care. You're great, great business. The fact that it's multi-generational is so to the credit of your family.
Yeah.
So congratulations and thank you. I see one of our best questionnaires, Ken Portney, has his hand up. I'll start right there. Kenny, it's yours.
Well, I wanted to just take a moment and point out part of Ashley's story to everybody. It sounds like Ashley did exactly what entrepreneurs should do. She took an idea, she ran with it, she evaluated it, and in this case, kicked it to the curb, said, this isn't working. This is not resonating in the marketplace the way that we need it to, and changed again. That sort of light-footed approach is a great example for all of us, I think, and I wanted to point it out. So thank you for that story, Ashley. It's not everybody who will stand up and say, this didn't work quite out. You know, everybody wants to share their successes, but we learn from the things that don't succeed the way we always intend. So that's a great story.
Thank you. And I am not afraid to tell it because sometimes people think when they see me or they see us, the Ivy family, they think that everything has always been perfect, that we've never made mistakes, that everything comes easy, and that's not the case. We go through trying times. So,
you know, I don't know a single family that when you peel away the first layer doesn't have some kind of issues. So who are you kidding, right?
Yeah. Right.
And Dr. Jane.
Thank you, Ashley. I remember meeting you a few months ago when I joined BNI, and you had a very deep impact on me. And the reason being that I felt that you were one of the very few people who was brave enough to express your vulnerability. And that's what hit me. And I remember you from that time. So it's very gratifying and very impressive to see what you've done. And the one thing that I'm learning here is the more vulnerable you are out there, the more you grasp and the more you learn. And the more you express and say, this is what I need, the more your story kind of gains clarity. So I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you very much.
Thank
very,
you.
very impressive.
Great comment. Thank you. Jen.
So thank you, Ashley, for a fantastic update. What is something you're working on next? How can we support you? Is there a challenge or exciting news? I know you've got the grand opening next week and you're on the Steve Harvey Show, but what's next? Where do you need help or support?
Oh, that is a great question. I appreciate that. So right now, I am doing everything I can to let people know about our residential assisted living home. I am in there. So on Mother's Day, we had kind of like a soft opening with friends. We had about 30 people come in. I cooked for everyone because I love to cook. And I also surprised my mom with a pretty famous singer. His name is Joseph George. He sung with Luther Vandross, Gladys Knight, and he came and serenaded her. He did the song Mama. by Boys to Men, but he put Donna in there. So those are the kind of entertainments that we will have there. We have our faith-based open mic that we will be having at the facility outside in the backyard, beautiful backyard on the 7th. So I think the biggest thing for me is if you know of any physical therapists or social workers at Inova Fairfax Hospital, just asking them to take a tour, or any seniors that are saying, hey, may need to go to assisted living, for them just to take a tour to see if this home is something that they would like. That would be beneficial for me.
Ashley, tell us a little bit more about the residential facility. What's the capacity and how are you marketing it?
Sure. It's an 8-bed assisted living. So residential assisted living. So 8 clients can live in there. We have 9 bedrooms. So the 9th one is for the live-in caregiver. They have mostly private bathrooms, some semi-private. And right now we are marketing it on social media. We're marketing it. We have a couple of assisted living locators that have shown interest in bringing clients by. We're doing some mailers to our previous clients. So one of the most interesting things about eye care is everything that we do kind of follows a trend. And so our clients at home, sometimes they end up discharging and going to assisted living. So we're letting them know that we have this residential assisted living. So those are some of the things that we're doing for marketing. And then I also invite people over to eat the food. So I'm I guess the head chef there, but I train my team on what I would like how I would like for them to serve. So if you just want to come over and eat, that would be great as well.
Okay. So anyone else have a question at the moment for Ashley? Okay, well, I am going to turn the mic back over to Ken, who will now introduce Michael Butera. We'll have Michael present. We'll open it up for questions, and at the end, we'll have other questions for either Ashley or Michael. Ken, it's all yours.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, John. I'm not sure I heard correctly. Did you just invite us all to dinner, Ashley?
I did.
And we're on
Okay.
Facebook Live, so I feel like this could be dangerous.
Lie.
All right. With that in mind, we'll need the address. Great. Michael, are you ready to take over and bring us up to speed on your experience since we saw you in February?
I'm ready.
Take it away.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks to everybody who's on with us today and those who assisted me when I presented the last time. As you may recall, my particular interest was in gaining more speaking engagements. I do coaching and strategic facilitation, but I was really interested in moving forward with more and more speaking engagements. And as you can see on the slide that's in front of you, I've opened up a better website, which was one of the suggestions that was made, which is called Michael Butera Speaks. And you get an idea from here what that begins to look like. Next slide, please. We actually had 17 areas that were recommended to me. The truth is there were just short of 40 comments, but I consolidated them down. And after I consolidated the 17, I found that they fit into 4 particular areas. One was to ensure that I was focusing on the primary core of what I wanted to do. A second was this idea of maybe I need to niche market instead of spreading out as far as I had been. The third was to use more video in my operation, both in terms of promotion and in terms of the way I could deal with speaking engagements in a virtual capacity. And the last was to improve my pipeline, which wasn't near as good as I thought it was. And as a result of the conversation we had, I went to work in making that a much better lead generator for myself. Next, please. So let's look at the first area that I worked on, and that was focus. So I've decided to focus on promoting strategic capacity building. And that's not just capacity building, but rather the idea that capacity is strategic and that it's not just a day-to-day operational matter, but we have to place it in the context of strategy. That's been a good thing for me, and I'll deal a little bit more with that later in this presentation. The second part of my focus is foresight. In the community in which I work, nonprofits, day to day is something that just seems to overcome everything that they really want to do in fulfilling their mission and their vision. So I've devoted, in addition to the strategic capacity area, this idea of foresight development. Now, foresight is different than strategic planning, and that's where I'm focusing that issue down, and that has also been good for me in terms of the way I'm proceeding with my own marketing. Next, please. The second area was niche marketing. I had a kind of broad brush. I would send stuff out to anybody and everybody. So what I've done through my work on LinkedIn and in my own CRM is to devote my attention to board chairs of nonprofits, CEOs at nonprofits, and as important, and maybe most important, event planners, because it's the event planners who actually go about the business of finding keynote speakers for their presentations. I think of all the items that were suggested to me, this entire idea of making sure I understood what my market was really something that I thought I had done, but I hadn't, and I thank the group for putting me on the right track. Next, please. So let me tell you a little bit about what I've done there. I revisioned my entire podcast, and you can see on the bottom there some of the podcast promos that I've put together. The subjects that are association current, that is, things that really gear up the community in which I do my work. And you can see down there in the upper left, when the duty of foresight is an example. Another one over on the right there is this whole idea of DEI. And then small associations. The truth is that the vast majority of associations are relatively small. They have budgets between $2 and $10 million. There are, of course, very large associations. I don't do as much work with them, but I've focused in on small association work as well. And it gives you an idea of what I've been trying to do. In order to do that, I went out and I actually hired somebody who understood social media better than me. The thought that I could actually do social media turned out to be a game that I wasn't playing all too well. And it's an investment that has done well for me. And you'll see when we get the results why that's true. I also had a huge email list, but now as a result of the work I've done, I have a little over 1,100 emails that I send out to, and I do that on a every other week basis with both my podcast and with my blog. Next, please. So as I mentioned to you, my blogs are every week. I mentioned my focus on the issues that are immediate, that I post to the general social media sites, Instagram, X, Facebook and alike, LinkedIn, and of course the mailing list that I mentioned to you as well. And as you can see in the bottom right down here, these are some of the blogs that I've put together and that I promote. They include, one on why professional development is important in the association community. They don't do a very good job of investing in their workers and in their board of directors. Many of their boards of directors are relatively weak, and that's been a good piece for me as well. And that went into this whole idea of focus that I mentioned earlier. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, I got somebody who actually understood technology to handle my podcasts and blogs while I do the initial recordings and I do all the writing. I have someone now who actually makes it look like it's a really first-class product. And that's been exceedingly good in terms of my pipeline in bringing more people in and improving my list. And while this may seem so clear to everybody on this call, I really thought that my data in my CRM was really first rate. And what I learned as a result of our conversation was I took about 3 days. It did take me 3 days. And I went through it field by field. And what I found out is I had pretty crappy data. I was sending junk out, in effect, to a junk set of potential clients. So now I've consolidated. There aren't as many people on the list, but all of those people I know are, first class, real opportunities to move forward. And I think that it was, something that I knew I should do, but I hadn't done. And now I'm on that on a regular basis. And I think that's improved my entire way of dealing with the marketing issue of getting me more presentations. Next slide, please. So what has happened since February? Now, in addition to the bookings I had, I've added 4 new bookings. I've increased my blog readership to about 450, a little less than that for each blog, which I think is good. I've generated, as a result of the blog, 38 leads, which I'm working on, and I think I'll probably convert maybe, something in the neighborhood of 2 or 3% of those. So figure, that's going to add another, 5 to 6 new bookings for me, which is where I wanted to be. You may recall that I wanted to add about 10 bookings a year to what I already had. That's just a little short of 1 additional per month. My podcasts have 385 click-throughs. You all know what that means. I only get 27 downloads. That's a little disappointing. But again, I got 20 solid leads out of that. So if you take the blog and the podcast, which was all part of what I was told to really hone in on, you can see that that's over 50 potential leads. If I get 3 to 5% of that, I've dramatically improved my operation. Finally, I've employed an item that wasn't really mentioned in our group, but the group made me think about it, and that's this principle of smart brevity that some of you may be familiar with. Smart brevity is a program that Axios has put forward, and if you went to one of my blogs, that you would see, there's X number of words, and it's going to take you 2 minutes to read this kind of thing. That's a part of it, and highlighting and reframing the way you post. So instead of just a narrative, one paragraph after another, you kind of highlight things and you put some stuff in bold. It takes more time than we have here today to talk about how that really works, but that has been a great result for me. So that kind of brings you up to where we're at. I want to thank everybody in the community for assisting me, getting my head turned around. It was a great regenerator of what I wanted to do. And back to you, John and Ken.
Fantastic. Thank you, Michael. That was great, man. Such an endorsement of what we're doing at 1 million cups. You really crystallized it in your final couple of words. We might have to quote you on that in the future. So I will open it up for questions. And Michael, I'm happy to start. I got James Lawson. About time you woke up, Mr. Lawson. What the hell are you doing all day?
I've been trying to pay attention there. Try to pay attention, John. Michael, this is awesome. Like, seriously, this is like very, very cool. So just an observation more than it's not really a question, but you sounded a little disappointment about your downloads and maybe your click-throughs on your podcasts and stuff. I would just say that all that tells me, if you're generating that number of leads with those small numbers, then it just means that you're getting the right people. Right? There's a lot of people got high numbers of click-throughs or even getting downloads, but they're not generating the output, which is conversations. So focus on the conversations, Michael. I think this is great. It just means that you're probably touching and connecting just with your ideal client, right? The right kind of people that you want to be. And so long as you're getting that number of leads every time, I wouldn't care how many click throughs I got or how many downloads I was getting. Seriously.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I didn't mention this in the presentation, but one of the great things that happened as a result of the podcast is a publisher contacted me and was willing to upfront the costs for me to produce a book. And that book's going to come out this November, December. So
there you go, man.
It takes a lot of work to write. It's a little harder to write that book than I thought it was going to be. But
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, James, you make a great point, and I refer back to when you had the sales funnel up. And James, what you're saying is the candidates that are entering the sales funnel in the top third are the right candidates, because enough of them are working their way to the bottom.
Yep, and that's exactly what you want.
Yep, I've certainly, and we all have run into clients who don't understand why all the people they attract have no interest in what they're selling. And perhaps they're attracting the wrong people. And that's the exact opposite of Michael. Do we have more questions? So I want to give a shout out to Jen. Michael, you must have missed her presentation on Smart Brevity probably over a year ago. It's a great book if you haven't read it. It's high impact, and you learn that people listen for about 26 seconds, something like that. So your message has to be important. Reggie. You there, Reggie? Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Michael. I just wanted to salute you for doing the work of actually keeping the metrics and measuring how things improved after 1 million cups. I think it's a great model for us as we try to help a lot of people and bring them back for recap sessions like this. So thank you for doing that. And we really appreciate that as people that kind of help put this together. It gives us a great idea of like what success looks like when we do this every week. So just thank you for putting in the time to do that and share that with us.
Thank you. It was one of the things that came out from the conversation. The old, what gets done and what gets measured gets done. It really is true. It really is true.
Thank you, Reggie. John Norse.
Hey, Michael. What's interesting is that, and we talk about at our company, is that you became comfortable being uncomfortable. And, when you get in that comfort zone, unfortunately, we're never growing. And to step out of it and take those chances and the risks that you've done, that's why you're seeing success, is because you, from the last meeting, admitted, you were stale, you needed to update things, you needed to just kind of refresh. And I give you a lot of credit. It's not an easy process to reinvent ourselves or to take chances, but it's awesome. And congratulations on your success. And I'm interested to see where you go from here.
Thank you.
Great comments. Okay, with that, I think I'm going to turn it back to Ken Portnoy, who will take us through the balance of the slides. And you may ask the important question, Ken.
So let me ask you, we asked Ashley, let me pass this on to Michael. Michael, what can we help you with today?
I really haven't thought through any additional material that you can, because I got so much the first time. As I said in one of the slides, you can't do everything that everybody suggests. So what you did today was good for me, because it said, hey, at least you're making progress. You're trying to do things a little different. And there are other things that I'm working on. So for right now, what today did for me was to help me stay on task. And I think that's really important. Sometimes we're so busy doing everything, we forget what the real idea was that we began with. So for right now, that's good for me. If anybody knows somebody in my sector that's looking for a presenter, I changed my speech. Used to be "Don't be a 21st century dinosaur," and now my keynote is "Innovate or Stagnate: Adapting Traditions to 21st Century Realities." And it's been a good thing for me. So thanks, folks.
You're very welcome. I'd like to point out something that Michael did that I think is exemplary. At the beginning of his presentation, he described how he sifted and winnowed and brought together and analyzed the flow of ideas that came out of his experience with 1 million cups. And it expresses how much value there is, but also how much work there is to cull through and take advantage of the fire hose of information that comes out of a 1 million cup session. So that's a great example of how to handle the output from 1 million cups and what to do with it. We have to figure out how we can share that in a way with our presenters so that they'll have an opportunity to follow your model, to fall in behind your path. We've got it on tape. We've got it on video, so we might be able to figure that out. But thank you for all of that, Michael. Next slide. We have an opportunity next week for a presenter. Every business owner is facing a challenge of one sort or another. And as you can see from the people we've talked with today, we do provide support for entrepreneurs to face their challenges and then conquer them. So bring somebody forward, or maybe bring yourself forward, and we'll do that kind of thing for you. I know there are some people in the audience who have been kind of shy about that, but I hope that you've seen how supportive and effective we can be, and you'll get over that. So we have that. Next week is open. So we're in a little bit of a crush to find someone we can help. Next slide, please. Earlier, I mentioned that this is a program by the community for the community. You can become an organizer here, and it's a beneficial experience. You can exercise and develop your skills in leadership and collaboration and marketing and coaching, and you can gain visibility for your business as an organizer. Plus, we're good people. You can make friends and have fun. Contributing to entrepreneurship in our community is important for the community itself. Entrepreneurs are what drive the wealth of our community. So become an organizer. It's a small commitment for a large return. Type me into the chat and we will reach out to you and talk about it in greater detail. Next slide. Upcoming events. There are some great upcoming events. This slide cannot touch all of the things that are going on in our community, but I wanted to mention some of the organizations that are closest to us. The Greater Reston Chamber of Commerce is having a networking night coming up on the 28th. America's SBDC, the Small Business Development Center out of Mason, is having a business performance dashboard and metrics. We had been talking about how marvelous it was that Michael was applying significant metrics to find out how he was doing through his pipeline. So this is a program about metrics and dashboarding your metrics. The Entrepreneurship 101 course is coming around again. Jen, I believe that you have some background in that.
Yes, I will be speaking at the Entrepreneurship 101 with the Fairfax County EDA. If you're opening a business or have opened a business in Fairfax County, this is a very important event. It's a couple of hours in the morning, but it's so worth it. You'll learn about capital resources, you'll build your network, You'll also know legally what do you have to have in place in order to have a business in Fairfax County. And if you're not sure, then I would say you should come. And even if you are, it's a great networking event to meet local leaders who can really help make sure you've got the resources to grow your business. And we'll be speaking there as 1 Million Cups. But it's a fantastic morning. So do register and attend. Even if you have a business, you can still network with up and coming businesses, which are always fun to hear about.
Jen, where is that being held?
I will put the link in chat, but it's in the Tysons area.
And I believe it's periodic.
It's every other month. I would look at their calendar just to sign up and get that information.
Yeah. So try and make it for the 30th if it's something that would be beneficial to you, and it probably would be. But it comes around again if you miss it this time. Last but not least, Veterans Growing America. They have an ongoing retail pop-up in Woodbridge that goes Friday and Saturday, I believe, or Saturday and Sunday. They also have some other programs that I hope you can see on the slide, although the print is a little small. They have an open mic night and they have a comedy night along with the pop-up so that you can be associated with that community. It's not just business, it's a good time too.
And I think Reggie has a hand up.
Reggie, what you got?
Yes. So on June 7th, myself and Tess Rollins, as well as a couple of other people, will be participating in a networking lunch and learn at the Ono Offshore, which is affiliated with Ono Brewery in Chantilly. It's called Barbecue Brews and Business. So everyone is invited. It's a small fee. I'll drop the registration link in the chat. But yeah, it's a panel that we get to be on. So I'm excited to do that with Tess and help out some small business owners with branding and marketing tips.
That's a powerful pair. Reggie and Tess. Go see them. Next slide.
I have one other event I'll just throw out there on people's radar. And the reason I'm sharing it today is because there's an opportunity to either be a sponsor or donate for the silent or live auction. But the Community Foundation for Northern Virginia Raise the Region Gala is October 18th. I'm on the gala committee and the marketing committee for CF Nova. So if you're interested in, if it's helpful for your business, if you should attend the event, please reach out. It's over 600 business leaders in this area. The Community Leadership Award this year is going to go to Christina Bueri of Reston Limousine. So really fantastic leader in our market and beyond. And it's a great event to network at. I will be there with a table. So happy to help brainstorm if it's a good fit for you.
Wow. That does sound like quite the program. This is our presenter schedule. We have some presenters who have applied to present, and we're working to get them on the calendar. Gen Z and you met earlier today. And Positive Pathways, Christine Hissong will be coming up in the future, but there's a lot of blanks there. So there's a lot of opportunities for us to help entrepreneurs in the community, and we'll be reaching out to the community to bring people as participants in the peanut gallery and as presenters. If you've had a good experience today, or you've had a good experience with us in the past, don't be shy. Share us. Next slide. And this is one of the ways that you can share us. First of all, register to join us each week if you haven't already done so. This QR code is masterful. It will send you off to all of the various links that you can use to associate yourself with us in social media. So grab that link. I want to see everybody's phone up in front of their camera.
And just a reminder, in that QR code, you can apply to present. You can join us on Zoom. You can follow us on YouTube. So all past presenters' recordings are on YouTube. If you want to go back and look at Ashley's or Michael's, you can do that. It's a great resource if you are considering presenting.
And what I was mentioning was easy access to our social media links. Hook up with us on social media. That will give you the opportunity to pass around our social media postings to your community and expand our presence and show what we can do. Next
Thank
slide,
you, Ken.
please.
Sorry for jumping in, interrupting.
Oh, not a problem. I've been known to interrupt myself. Jen, you want to shut down all of the recordings so that we can take a sigh of relief and go back to being
Yep, give me one
private
second.
people.
I have to turn off Zoom and Facebook Live, so just hold on a moment.
Hey, Ken, would you flip back to where I can register? Oh, it's too late. I'll do it separately.